Bear with us. There we go. I'll just move my chat out of the way. Nikolai, let me answer your question before I forget, because I just want to come back on this chart and just show you the weekly for a moment. But let me go and do that first. It's very straightforward. Go to the Rincos. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, if you want to change this one's running at 24, which is 2.4 pips. But if you want to change it and just double check you're on the right time frame, we're on the 1 minute here below, so I've just got the equivalent. So we just select the 1 minute, let it settle. Okay, and then we just click here to open the new Renko chart. It's as simple as that. There we go. Now we're running at 2.5 pips. And if you're running multiple Renkos and you're running at this speed, you will need to check them. I was going to say every few minutes, but certainly on a fast chart like a 1 minute or a sub 1 minute, you will need to check them sort of every between, let's say, 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes, something like that, just to make sure you're still running at the optimal speed. If you're running at maybe a 3 or 4 minute Renko, then you only need to check that maybe every sort of 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, etc. It's a rule of thumb. You get used to it pretty quickly, and you're just double checking all the time to make sure that, yeah, I will, and just to make sure that everything's running as it should be, and you're running on the optimal setting, and that's what it's all about. These are the optimal settings for those particular equivalent timeframes below, the 1 minute, 30 second, and the 15 second. You can go out slower, you can go 2, 3, 4 minute. That will obviously, and it will always give you a larger brick size. So the slower the time, the larger will be the brick size. But you've also got within the Renko, you've got the option to select whatever brick size you want. So if you have a preference for trading 1.5 pips or 2 pips or 3 pips, you can do it. But I always have it set to the optimal. It's why we call it the Renko Optimizer, because it gives you the optimal setting for your Renko bricks in all markets.
Sorry, could you just mention one more thing about the euro?
Just go back onto the charts. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. All right, there we go. Back onto the charts. I just wanted to show you the weekly chart, because I mentioned it earlier on. You know, it's a longer term trade, and really this does make the point that the absolute massive, you know, we had this massive volatility in the markets. Not only was that reflected, of course, in equities, huge volatile swings intraday, but you also saw it in every other market. And it goes to the heart of relational analysis. Relational analysis just, you know, no market trades in an isolation. You're not going to see a currency pair that is quite happily wafting through this massive volatility and not really going anywhere. So we've seen it everywhere. And, you know, it just stood out so clear, it was impossible to avoid. We had the volatility this week. I don't know why this has gone to red. It's very odd. Then we had this absolute monster amount of volume came in on the weekly, followed by this further buying in here. We've got more mopping up, and you know, it's really only going one way from there. It's not a question of where it's going, it's a question of how long it's going to take. And if you look at the weekly chart, where are, as I say, where are the boundaries of this trade? You know, we're looking at maybe 1,000 pips on this particular position, from somewhere down here at 58 through to 68 or 59 to 69. We've got a low volume area here, which is great. So we should move through there pretty quickly on the volume point of control. And remember also, a slower time frame will always trump a faster time frame. So in this context of this position, holding this position for weeks, the weekly chart is going to dominate the daily chart. So if I've got strong weekly resistance or something that is going to cause a very strong barrier on the weekly chart, it's going to cause more of a problem to me than whatever is in the daily chart. And that is, again, is a universal truth. Whether you're trading a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute combination, the 15-minute time frame, whatever is on that chart, will dominate and will have a much greater impact, more significance than what is on the 10-minute or the 5-minute or the 1 minute. So you've always got to look upstream. If you've got stuff in the way on a slower time frame chart, it's going to carry more weight. So looking at the weekly chart, I think 67 was pretty much on the daily chart where we had some decent resistance coming into play. We got exactly the same here. We've got two levels here, and we've also got this ton of volume over here. So in terms of getting out, I may or may not get out there, but certainly expect an extended congestion phase if we get that far. Probably either close most of the position or part of the position at any rate. If it's able to break through there, Then we've got further volume up here, and then we get to the volume point of control. So from there on in, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. So clear water pretty much for the next sort of 200 or 300 pips, which is fine. Then we start to run into this fairly serious area. So we're expecting, you know, decent congestion to build at that point. Let's just change that back onto the daily. There we go. And we're still ticking up nicely. Little bit of, let's have a look at that one. There we are. That's on the, this is on the 10-minute. We've got some selling coming in now. We've got a nice wick to the upper body, narrow spread candle, lots of volume driven in there. So that's looking a little bit weedy now. So we're expecting a bit of a reversal off that, and that's probably reflected in terms of the CSIs. We go over the multiple CSIs, see what's going on there. There we go. Get that out of the way. There we are. We're starting to see a bit of buying of the Swiss franc, a little bit of buying of the Swiss franc, bit of a curl, bit of a buying, not much for a flicker at the moment on 15. But if that's going to develop strongly, then obviously you expect to see it. But the Aussie is still climbing up here on 3, on 5, on 10, and on 15. Any more questions?
I've answered them.
Okay, thanks, darling. I think Anna's answered those. So there we are. Back. Sorry, did you want to say something?
No, only to say the Renko, even with that volatility on the euro, the Renko is actually still holding you in, but it's still kind of moving in the.
Let me pass you back. What I wanted to just to show you very quickly in terms of sentiment, because we haven't looked at that yet this morning. This is what's good. This is on Trading View. We've developed the indicators for Trading View, not all of them, because that's doesn't quite give us the flexibility we need. Sorry? Yeah, it hasn't quite got the flexibility. But this is on the VIX, which I've got on the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 10 minute, 15, 20, and the daily. You can see here it's ticking down. If we look at the UK FX, this is FTSE 100. This is ticking up. So there's a positive sentiment mood in the market reflected in terms of the VIX, which is falling down 1.2%, and the UK index, which is clicking up. So in terms of risk sentiment, which is what it's all about, in terms of levels and flows, then at the moment the markets are risk on, although not strongly so. And that's another reason that you're seeing the moves in the Aussie. I've just gone to the US markets very quickly. Let's see what's going on. This is on Globex. This is the YM, the NQ, and the ES on 5 minute. Excuse me a moment, hold on. Apologies, sorry, just a phone ring. This is on Globex. This is across the 3 US indices. We've got the YM, the NQ, and the ES. These are the E-mini futures, which trade 24/7 on Globex. So you've always got a view on sentiment. This is on the daily. Just want to show you this one very quickly. Key levels now building on this particular chart. We're trading at the volume point of control. We've got resistance above, we've got support below. And for this to break free, this is assuming it's going to the upside, it's got to break through this level. So we've got to see some decent volume coming in. Yesterday was a little bit weedy, narrow spread, same volume as the day before. So there's weakness here, but if it's going to drive through there, it's got to drive through with some decent volume and break through this region here. And then we're off up to 9.2 and beyond in terms of the volume point of control. So the principle is exactly the same, but that's what's going on in terms of Globex. Market is trying to rally. It looks a bit weak. Effort to rally here. That doesn't look terribly strong. Got another one over here on the ES. Big wick to the upper body, lots of volume driven in there, so it's hardly looking a great example for taking a long position on that one right now. Okay, there we go. Let's just quickly go back to the charts, just see what's going on. There we are, and we've got a little bit of congestion building, a little bit of weakness coming in now. Do I care in terms of my daily weekly positions? No, it's just part and parcel. There we are. We're going to wrap up and run. Just very quickly to run you through the various sites. This is Anna's site, if you're not aware of it. All the books there up on Amazon, so you can find all the details. In terms of the indicators, you can find them all at quantumtrading.com. They're available for MT4, MT5, NinjaTrader 7.8, and Trading View, and TradeStation. We are working on TradeStation. We've got 2 platforms coming. There's version 9.5, which is TradeStation Global, which is a partnership between TradeStation and Interactive Brokers. If you have an Interactive Brokers account, you can link it straight through to TradeStation, and you have all the benefits of a fantastic charting package with just a mind-blowing brokerage account where you get all the markets global, everything you can possibly think of from options, futures, indices, what you name it, spot forex, it's there, currency futures, the lot, and all at very, very tight spreads as well. So it's a fantastic platform. That combination, that runs on TradeStation 9.5. And then we have TradeStation Securities, which is running on TradeStation version 10 plus. And again, all the indicators will be available for that too. So that is the traditional TradeStation relationship that you may or may not be familiar with. So we're working flat out on those. Hope to have them up and running pretty soon. Thereafter, we will be working on multi-charts because multi-charts works on the same coding language of Easy Language. So we will develop all the indicators for multi-charts as well. Got a couple of new indicators in the pipeline we're working on, and those will be ported back onto other platforms, provided we have the capability to do it. Certainly in terms of NinjaTrader, that'll be an option. So if you have or if you're a full package customer and we're developing indicators, you get those free of charge. It's just our way of saying thank you. We never charge you again for that. If you're on the full package, you get whatever we develop for future platforms. If we can put them onto that platform, we will, and you'll get them free of charge. I don't know of any other company that does that, to be honest. In fact, I don't think there is anyone. Finally, to the Forex Trading Program. This is the complete Forex Trading Education Program, which you can find at quantumtradingeducation.com. It's what we like to consider as the gold standard. We are very proud of it. We've never had a refund yet, and it's just a comprehensive. It covers everything, not only about Forex, but also about how to trade, all the mechanics of trading. There's over 200 hours of video in here. It's a massive program. And of course, it includes the full suite of trading tools and indicators. So if you're on the program, you'll automatically get all future indicators free of charge. That's it. We're done. Thank you so much for coming along today. I hope you've enjoyed the session. We will be back on Thursday evening for the US session, and we will be adding more webinars soon. So thank you very much indeed for your time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned something that you may have not known before, and we will see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of the day. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you soon, and bye for now.